Alrighty. They are all good to go, I believe. Oh, Skyburnout needs a BRB. I will go ahead and post in the tournament lobby that the maps will be Molten Falls, Tower of Koth, and Blood Covenant. This is not fast, just furious versus too old, too slow, too old.
Which side's which? Our left side is just not fast, just furious?
Yes. Blunt's team is not fast, just furious.
Gotcha.
And then too slow, too old is Malenko's team. All right, I'm going to ping in the channel as well.
Interesting strategy. Not fast, just furious seems to be adopting the team composition of Shit for Brains. I'm not sure if they had this from the beginning of the season, but just noticing we've got a similar 3 BJ, 1 Doom guy. If I were a betting man, I would assume that Blunt would be looking to do some more flanks. Or at least be that sheepdog to force enemy players into a particular corner so the remaining 3 BJ Blaskowitzes can roll through with Rocket Shotgun LG. I don't believe that Brian's actually going to be playing Scale Bear. I don't think that that's real.
Okay, so they're going to leave Grav in spec.
As long as he's not feeding positions and health values, it should be just fine.
Yeah.
Molten Falls. We saw it on the first set, I think. No, we didn't. I'm just so used to seeing Molten. We saw Blood Cove, Ruins, and Blood Run. This set, we're going to see one of the Blood maps, which would be Blood Cove, as the third match. But map 1 and 2, we're going to see some different stuff.
Do or die.
Tower of Koth. I think we've seen that once before.
Yeah, we have. It's a very big map to try to control in CA. A lot of room to get away and avoid damage.
Prepare your team.
There we go.
I didn't see what characters were picked right when the match loaded. I was assuming that we were still going to see at least a Doom guy. But instead, it's a mirror match. 3 BJs, 1 Anarchy per side. Valuing the speed, maybe for like scouting purposes? That small hitbox on Anarchy is nothing to shake a stick at.
Oh, and his movement, especially with getting some good rocket jumps or vertical rocket jumps, you can just zip on by.
That is true. Because like we saw, I forgot it was in the last game, Rocket jumped himself up as a BJ, but he was floating as a sitting duck. BJ, or Anarchy, with the air movement, makes it very tough to even hit wild midair. Wow.
Yes, because he can like
go in hard, rocket jump after rocket jump, but no more rockets to spare. I'm going to use the LG instead to lead his team to potential victory here. A last stand by Faceless at the teleport exit, but with 25 health, Flame MX
Your
Makes
team
quick
eliminated.
work.
Round 1 complete.
That was
Round
pretty
1
clean.
goes.
Round
That
begins in
was.
3,
Round 1 will go
2,
to
1. Round 2. Fight.
too slow, too old.
Yeah, at the moment, they're not showing any sort of slowness. Unless it's just that Not Fast, Just Furious is older and slower. Or in Blunt's case, just stoned.
As
Too
always.
Stoned, too boned.
Some clever team names. Furious 5, Not Fast. Just Furious. Blunt is holding Telly. Going to punish Skybernaut for trying to sneak in. Telefrag! How unfortunate.
Hell yeah, Brian. Oh, that must have felt real good. Blunt must feel like an idiot after that. Oh, it's okay I can say that because Blunt would probably agree.
It's one of the worst. It's best feeling to get a telefrag, worst feeling to get telefragged.
Wacky Macky getting away with murder, now finally getting punished, eating a rail and some LG. Brian, I'm surprised he's basically standing at Rocket, willing to take free damage, finally is punished for standing still, more or less. And I'm not sure if Too Slow Too Old is aware of how much health Not Fast Just Furious actually has, because they could easily push in and pick up 2 kills. Decent defensive tri-bolt out of Faceless.
Wacky did get flame. Alpha's too slow, too old on the back foot. More defensive. You can see them crouching together.
Well, let's check that out. I did not. They are not moving.
Crouch walk.
Malenko and Brian, they are waiting, because Wacky Macky's got 25 health, so that would be an easy kill. But if they're communicating, Wacky should be at the very back line to provide some support, just to make sure he's not free cannon fodder. Down goes Malenko to the rail of Faceless. Faceless really enjoying that teleport exit up top. Holy shit, they actually came back and did it.
It's 1 and 1.
2, 1. Round 3. Fight.
I'm surprised Wacky didn't go down. He got a rail off as he was trying to pull away. And then Faceless got that rail off. Getting Malenko down. Ooh, they're being aggressive. Trying to take top.
Screams on both sides. It's going to be a massacre of BJs. Oh, this is like one of the fastest rounds I've seen so far. Great rocket out of Malenko. Woof.
Enemy team eliminated.
Valiant to tap. That pushing to the top, RRGing up to the top is difficult, especially if the other team is ready for it. And it seems like Too Slow Too Old was not at all.
I think we're going to be seeing a posturing by Rail. Oh, actually posture by Rail only to have the Air Force rocket jump up. Try to take control of Shotgun. A full BJ squad now swapping off the Anarchy. Too Slow Too Old being hyper aggressive. Wow, this is some clinical work right now. Sorry, Oreo King, there are no health points for you to pick up here, so you're just going to be trapped in a corner like a stray dog and beaten down senselessly.
3, 2, 1.
Seems like it's going to be a really good game here. 2v2.
Yeah, as long as Brian isn't donated free teleport kills, this should be very tight. Way more LG coming out than I would expect. Other games we've seen has been very heavy on the rocket and rail. Brian, ooh, almost cleaning up with the rail, but even still, Faceless flies off the map.
2v2. We did see some nail action.
Last standing.
Wacky Macky went through Telly and ate a whole bunch of nail.
Complete.
Hopefully we see some more, because that is a really good strat.
3.
Well, I don't think we'll see Wacky do it because he's probably full after eating a whole bunch of steel. But, yeah, that teleport exit has really only been punishing. Faceless has kind of been the only one that's made it work, but that's because he gets there early and stakes his claim up top. Once again, early control of Shotgun, but Not Fast, Just Furious. Keep slowly moving out and then pulling back. Move out a little bit, pull back. Seems like they're scouting before they can fully commit.
Get some peaks. Peak rails.
Flame is ready. They must be waiting. Oh, I actually kind of like this. Malenko and Flame waiting underneath shotgun. Faceless drops down. Should be a free kill, and he does go down. So at this point, I would expect rocket jumps. You don't want to take that lift. That's a sign of free rocket LG shotgun damage. Wacky Macky. Leaving the rocket spawn, he's going to get blown apart. Still alive. But not for long. Wow, that was...
Round 6 complete.
It went from very controlled, slow, methodical to all-out chaos, running around the map, randomly engaging in fights, kind of near the middle, up and down.
It's the beauty of CA. You can be controlled and all of a sudden just absolute chaos, and you don't know who's going to pull out on top. You have a 3v3.
Malenko is just very lucky. I don't think he expected to walk into 3 members of Not Fast Just Furious, but lo and behold, there they are. Back to playing safe.
Face is trying to get a flank, but getting punished. But he did knock out Sky.
With all the screaming BJs, I can't tell who's actually low. I could eyeball the scoreboard, but when you have 7 BJs in a line, it's hard to tell who's who. Wow, Brian hitting a wonderful rail, even at 25 health. Still not going to be enough. Once again, exiting through that teleporter results in almost instant death.
Round 8. Fight.
Game is still super close, Tones. Oh, Flame almost donated all of his health off the map. Wonder if that's tax deductible.
Speaking of which, it's almost tax season. Oh, it is tax season now.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. I have almost all my papers, but even still, I'm going to wait until like 2 weeks left to actually get it done because I'm afraid of how much money I'm going to have to still pay the government.
Maybe
I just don't pay it and run away.
I mean, if you're rich enough, you can do it without nobody noticing.
I'm poor.
Shucks. You and me both. We have a 2v2. Faceless Wacky versus Brian and Malenko.
Wacky is running into a very precarious situation. I think he just caught a whiff that there are 2 BJs hanging around nearby. Wow, nice rocket. Thankfully, there's no self-damage. Oh, wrong gun initially with the rail out, but how did he pull that shotgun out in time, I will never know. Wacky
That was a very quick switch. Did he even shoot the rail?
No, he pulled it out. He didn't. He pulled, and I think he realized that if he kept that out, it was likely going to miss.
Done.
I can hear Wacky from here. I can hear the "You don't know me" off in the distance. You don't know me.
Let's go, Wacky Macky.
And at this point, I don't. This is a new side of Wacky that I've never really seen. He is doing... Like, I know he's a solid player, but he's doing very well in CA. Oh, Skybernaut making quick work of 2 members of Not Fast Just Furious.
Which them with LG.
Faceless all to his lonesome right now, but he can still pull this out. He needs to hit 1 light rocket onto the Anarchy and hopefully dodge enough damage from the BJ that he can... Like a shotgun would be good here. But Brian, too healthy, manages to drop in with his shotgun of his own, leading up Faceless.
Full committed.
3, 2, 1. Round 10. Fight.
Skybernaut was smart to just pull away, because anything would have knocked him out right there. Brian goes up and gets punished. He has 30 HP left. But that does give Too Slow Too Old a chance to flank from behind.
Flame and Cyber, they have been...
Wow.
They have been basically tag teaming Not Fast Just Furious. The amount of damage they put out in the middle of the match, granted maybe they're not getting all the kills, but they are really putting in the work when it comes to chunking out 2 to 3 players worth of health.
Round 11. Fight.
Absolutely. And it's fivers. 5v5.
Blunt
Hints of
floating
a good...
like a fairy. Holy crap. Wacky getting down 10 health. Thanks to the BJ pass. He'll be back at 25, which in Clan Arena is nothing. He may as well be at 1 health. 3v2 quickly turned into a 1v3. Solid rail by Malenko. He still has 100 health, so he can tank a rail. With all that LG, though, that hope goes out the window. He needs some miracle rockets, which no lottery ticket for this round.
Unfortunately, no.
3, 2,
Do you think we'll get a good game here, Nubaeus? A 6-6?
That's going to be tough. I think it's going to depend on the aggression. If too slow, too old, if they kind of stick it out, if they stand their ground, I think they'll possibly take it. But Not Fast, Just Furious likes to create holes and opportunities to try to get a fight at like the 20-30 second mark. And it looks like they're going for that push right about now near Rocket. One already dropped down. Solid rocket and rails. That's going to result in death number 1. Flamex goes down, and this is kind of the strat that we've been seeing from Not Fast, Just Furious. Oh, get off my map, Brian, says Wacky Mackey.
Just yeeted right off with a rail.
Malenko getting caught completely off guard. Takes a good 75-80 damage before even realizing there's someone behind. Oh, that's rough. Wacky heard the scream, that could have been a free kill. But Faceless was kind enough to come in and clean up, taking map number 1. Not Fast, Just Furious 1. Too Slow, Too Old 0.
7-5. GG, it was very close throughout the whole time, up until the end. I was hoping for a 6-6 game there.
I think it'll be more likely to see on Tower Koth. Basically cycle between high ground control. So as long as Too Slow, Too Old can keep a controlled map, which I think Koth is very much in favor of that kind of strategy. But will it be close? Maybe. But if they're able to stick to their guns and keep everything slow, controlled, and on the back foot, like a whole lot of S key holding, I think Too Slow, Too Old is going to come out with their own victory, at least for 1 round. And Tones,
It's also a rail-friendly map
that you're doing casting.
It's something I wanted to try out. And learn from the best caster I know, Nubaeus.
Quickly
Looks like we are searching for Matt.
Yeah, we're searching, and I hope we find a server. We're not on Central, right? It shouldn't be crashing.
They might be playing on Central because Faceless is on the West Coast. We'll see once we get a game.
News.
Yeah.
I mean, for Faceless being on the West Coast. Now, Tones, with your team, do you guys have strats worked out on a map-by-map basis, or do you have just general themes that you guys try to stick to?
Just general themes, general strats that is not necessarily map-specific. And it did seem to work when we were playing against Schiffer Brains last week, I believe. Just calling out, hey, we're going to do, we're going to all go left or all go right. All go up or all go down. But sticking together or just general strats of like either holding or pushing a certain direction. We did try for our namesake. This is earlier on in the tournament. All LG. That didn't work out. because we all ran out of LG way too quickly.
That's
Now, if it was yeah, if it was Unholy Trinity, you'd have enough LG and maybe we could pull it off, but health stacks are too much.
I do find it interesting that in the CA, or also known as Clan Arena, when an enemy dies, they don't drop their weapon. So you're really stuck on ammo. Granted, you're at full for all weapons, you get all the weapons, but no way to replenish.
Yeah, and it's interesting that Quake Champions is the only Quake, as far as I know, where you only have 25 rockets instead of 50 rockets. Especially with Clan Arena, where you use it to move around, you're kind of limited. You want to move around a lot, you won't have a lot of rockets to actually use in a fight.
Oh, flame. I thought he was going to pull out the LG to keep whichever BJ was in front of him down, but instead choosing to go for a direct rocket, which is very clean. But one direct rocket is not going to be much for 4 entire players shooting off easy LG and rockets. The damage balance is definitely on the side of not fast, just furious, at least at the moment. You need to keep the aggression down. Too slow, too old. You need to try to keep at least the anarchy back from pushing in, scouting, and making a good call out.
Base is just getting lifted. And there goes Flame. There goes Brian.
Cybernaut with insane rocket moves, actually managing to leap over. I think that's Blunt. It's not. Yeah, it is Blunt on Anarchy. Flying around the map. Holy crap! I don't think I've ever seen an Anarchy move like this except for like Cash Checked.
Cash Check's ability to move with Anarchy is impressive. Those pillars top of
your team eliminated. Round 2 complete.
On Burial Chamber, not the
3,
Citadel side or
2,
the Cathedral side, the church side, the other side where the caves.
Fight.
I've seen Cash Check like weaving through those like pillars up there. As Anarchy, and I'm like, holy Jesus, how do you fly like that ever so gracefully?
I think he's got like an RC car controller, not an actual mouse and keyboard. Controlling a drone.
I so hope that's true because that would just fucking make my day.
I mean,
I'll be hella impressed too.
AK Pawns uses a joystick or a flight stick for his
Really?
movement, so not too far-fetched.
Color me impressed. I'd be hesitant to play QC on anything but M&K.
I think Acid Rain was playing on a Steam Deck.
That was for Organ Grinder, right?
I don't know.
No, that wasn't. There was one of the, I think the 3rd or 2nd Organ Grinder where they played on like totally different like
alternative machines.
Yeah, it was like old controllers from like forever ago.
Atari pad.
Round 3 complete.
One of those like ArtStation draw pads.
Round begins in.
Or a rollerball mouse.
I will have to. I think there was a ball in one of them. I will have to find it and send it to you, Nubaeus. I can't remember. I won't give it any justice by trying to remember. I just remember it was 2 things you'd never ever think to play QC on. There was a round for too slow, too old. No, not a cell phone.
On an iPad.
Let me see.
Play it on an iPad 5G Retina monitor with all 10 FPS. Oh, Faces, I thought that rail was going to connect. That was magic. Well, I think that Blunt's getting caught out. And he's a little stuck. Anarchy between 3. Not going to come out too healthy, and clearly Blunt does not. Down goes the scout. Leaves 2 BJs and a Nyx against 3 BJs. Flame trying to get a flank rocket jump going, but in order to get up this wall, he needs to hit the wall without blowing all of his rockets. One of these days he'll get it.
It's a difficult jump to do. If you haven't practiced it.
He did a little bit of work, managed to pick up 1 kill for himself, but 1 kill and no residual damage might not be enough for his team to take the round.
Your team
As Faceless finally goes down to a rail. Wow. But we're tied up.
We have a
round begins in 3.
Too Slow Too Old is
1.
coming back.
Round 5.
They want this map. Let's see if they'll take it.
Which, by the way, did they team up to name their teams? Like, were they in the same group call? Because the Not Fast Just Furious, Too Slow Too Old, it sounds like they're trying to write a parody movie sequel.
Something like that. I believe, I think the first team name picked was Furious 5, and then 3 other teams based it off of that.
Faceless, I saw that rocket coming in slow motion, almost didn't get out of the way in time.
He was like, "Ooh, let me kiss it." Nope. Don't wanna eat them rockets.
Yeah, trick or treat. He decided trick this time.
Speaking of which, Nubaeus, what is your favorite holiday? Is it Halloween?
My favorite holiday is any holiday that gets me off of work.
Here, here. Great answer.
But actually, I might... my opinion on that has changed in the last couple of years. It might actually be New Year's. It's like the one time. It's like the one time a year where you can go out and you know that no one is looking for trouble. Everyone's just trying to enjoy. This is for those of you who do decide to imbibe. You can look like a fool. You can go right, like yell with other people, and they're not going to care. Any other night of the year, they're going to tell you to fuck off.
True. Mine would be Halloween. Let's see. No one has died on either team yet. They're just picking at each other. Little pokes here and there, trying to get some sneaky rails.
Like playing golf right now. This round is, I'll call it a par 8.
Ooh.
Finally some action, wacky. Oh, I didn't realize that there was a 3-minute time limit in these games. Usually they're done by a minute and a half in.
It is a viable strategy. If you aren't sure if you can take on the other team and you can hide, run the time. Just get a draw.
Get a whole bunch of early damage and then run away. It's boring, but yeah, it will. It should net a victory if you can stay back.
Yeah, granted not as entertaining to watch, but if you're trying to secure that extra point, Faces keeps switching to Rocket, and you hear click, click, click.
20 seconds in the round. Still 2 up, but so is it like when time runs out? Is it going to be based on whatever team has the most health? I've
It just
never
draws.
seen the time run out.
It just resets, so both teams get 1 point, I think. It used to be like additional. The first time they did the draw, like both teams got a score addition of 1.
Complete.
But I think they fixed this, so now it just says 2-2, and it just resets on 2-2.
Wow.
Because you could get like some crazy numbers before. You could get like,
Round 6.
oh god, back when CA you could play 10 rounds instead of 7, which I wish was an option for customs. Because man, like when you have 2 really good teams fighting it out, another 3 rounds would be fantastic to see.
It changes the game up entirely. You can be super aggressive for the first couple rounds, and if it's not working out, you can actually change up your strategy. Instead of if you give away 2, maybe 3 rounds, you're in a pickle.
Yeah. I think the reason why Syncair or the people over it decided to change it was getting 10-0'd is pretty rough. Too Slow Too Old is definitely trying their best here, controlling that main little room there. Just and it worked. Wow.
Round begins in.
Yeah, this map is perfect for Too Slow Too Old.
Round 7.
They're able to stick together and hold an upper room. There's so much distance that Not Fast Just Furious has to close that even though they want to be aggressive, it opens up to so much free upfront damage, because Too Slow, Too Old, all they have to do is look at a hallway, whereas Not Fast, Just Furious, they have to look all around as they're pushing forward. Brian, I think, saw a pixel and was able to hit that rail. That was kind of funny. They both stood there for a second like, is that actually shootable? Can I? Brian pulled the trigger first.
Found out it worked. Too Slow, Too Old is pushing into Not Fast, Just Furious' side. It's paying off. They caught them by surprise. Pick by pick by pick.
Round begins in
Not a map for aggression, and I think that Not Fast, Just Furious is starting to learn. They're going to have to take a page out of Too Slow, Too Old's book, slow things down, and try to see if maybe Too Slow, Too Old will encroach. But I don't know. The right team, Too Slow, they are looking pretty comfy, sticking close in one spot.
Ryan's pushing up, and Blunt goes to greet him. Traded some damage there. Blunt and Malenka going at it at the top.
Blunt dodged 3 rockets, I think, by sending himself up in the air, extending his ability to dish out a little bit more pain and punishment. But the 2 other members of his team are already down, so Faceless, a little worse for wear going to 3 players. He can still pull this off because you can see 75 health on 2 separate BJs, where the final one is sitting on, what, like 170, 180 health? What we're seeing?
125, 48.
Yeah, all told about 170 health. Walks right through a rail. Wow. Faceless cleans up 1. And he is railable. Announcing his
Does
position
have
with
rockets
that
too.
That'll actually be a great spot for him to hold if he can find a corner.
Flashbacks playing against Not Fast Just Furious on this map, and Faceless' rail was impeccable. Just little peaks.
25 health for Faceless, 50 for Brian, and Skyber. I think he took 3 damage in between the last time we checked. Faceless getting collapsed
heard
on
him?
Brian with the shotgun. Brian is on top of using that shotgun as like the final cleanup.
3, 2.
It's an excellent weapon to use. It's a little difficult at times just because of that nerf that happened a year and a half ago. You have to be like in their face to get a 120, when in the past you didn't quite have to be.
Oh, so you're not allowed to use a shotgun against Faceless because he doesn't have one.
No boomstick for him. 2 deaths on both teams.
Right as I try to view Oreo King, he gets slaughtered right through the heart.
Round 9 complete.
Clean rail into the chest. I'm amazed at the turn of this game. I mean,
1.
I figured that Not Fast Just Furious would be able to find like some sort of kink in the armor, but instead they don't know how to push through. This is like an impenetrable defense from Too Slow, Too Old. Best offense is a good defense, I guess, in this map.
Nubaeus, which team do you think picked this map?
I feel like this is a trick question, so I'm gonna have to say Not Fast Just Furious.
Yes.
Alright.
This is their map pick.
I'm on to your tricks. Yeah, it's strange that this would be their map pick, because this, like, you can see how strong being defensive is. Like, with all the ground there is to cover, it's very tough to be one to run into a big open room, like in this mega room, for instance, where Oreo King is positioned. You run in here and you have to try to cover like 720 degrees worth of information and not get hit while also getting off the first shot.
Yeah,
it's
a hiding band, that little
task.
And that little pillar, there's not a lot of cover.
Exactly. So if you're playing defense, you have all the cover in the world. You can easily retreat, get around a wall at least. And because this map is so vertical as well as long, There's a number of positions to escape and try to stay safe.
Down to Faceless and Skypernaut and Brian.
I feel like we've been in this position before.
Deja vu.
I thought that rocket was going to connect. That would have been so tragic. Brian, once again, the cleanup crew, we'll call him the janitor. And I think he's managed to clean up like 8 rounds between the last 2 games.
It's like he gets blood in his eyes or smells blood and he's just like, all in.
Yeah, there's blood in his
shotgun
fart.
or LG. There we go. Map 2 goes to Too Slow, Too Old.
So we got what, 1-1 right now?
A 1-1.
Deciding factor is going to be Blood Covenant? Okay, I'm here for it.
See, it's 2-7. All right, I'm updating the scores.
For Blood Covenant, I feel like we should be seeing a couple more Doom guys involved, just for the ability to hop across mid, bare minimum.
I think it'd only be the same. Skybernaut and Blunt being 2 different characters. Everyone else seems to be enjoying their BJ picks. I don't think I've ever seen Malenko play anyone else but BJ. We might see Wacky Macky pull out Slash.
Wacky plays Slash?
On occasion. I think it's, well, I see it because I play Slash and I think he wants to like counter Slash me. But yeah.
Is that just because he wants to stab you in the neck and he thinks that's the closest thing to a knife?
Maybe. But he can do a decent Slash here and there. We'll see if he does, though. All right, looks like we have a 3 BJs versus 3 BJs versus 1 Anarchy and 1 Anarchy. Stream's working for me on my end. Lady, try refreshing.
This map is taking a year to load. There we go. We got a nice little mix of characters this time around. Two Anarchies, okay. I did not expect this.
Prepare your team. Round begins in 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Fight.
Alrighty. Final map, Blood Cove. Seeing some nail action on Bridge,
Oh,
like you were hoping for.
That's what I'm dying to see all night. I haven't seen a nail yet.
I didn't see. I was on the other eyes. Oh, it's Sky.
Blunt gets the first kill of the map on Flame. Faceless is very much hurting. 32 health early on. He was looking to play safe there, but Skyburnock catches his kneecap, basically. Good clean rail, takes down the Nyx. Oh no, who is that rocket jumping up? That did not look like it felt very good. That was Brian rocket jumping on the bridge. Still managing to survive, and Gets a pin on Oreo King by the heavy spawn. At least in Clan Arena, that's the heavy spawn.
Round begins in 3.
Not Clan Arena. There's no heavy spawn. I'm talking about sacrifice.
Round 2.
Holy crap.
Yes. CA. Well, a sack. Sorry.
Though when I play Clan
I knew what you meant, though.
When I do play this one, I like to tell people that the Mega or the Heavy is up.
This is on days when you wake up and you're like, today I choose chaos.
Well, it's whenever I play Clan Arena, I consider it chaotic. So yes, by default, it works sometimes. I really like the way Brian's playing. Back. He is like he leveled up in this game. It's also like he's invisible. He's barely getting shot at until he's in the middle of a fight for a good 10 seconds.
BJ pulling a Nyx move. Oh. Ryan punishing Chant for trying to get a sneaky rail.
Your team
goes down to Faceless.
Round 2 complete.
Malenko with 25 health is going to finally delete Faceless. Faceless was so ready for that 1v1, but not until he was able to turn around. And this instant he turns around is when he's greeted by a rail. That must have felt good for Malenko.
Mm-hmm.
Now, looking around right now, Not Fast Just Furious, they're kind of employing the slow game this time. Hasn't won him around yet, but it has resulted in a kill for this round. Trading right now. Wacky Macky doing some decent work with his rockets. Oh no, who's that pushing in? Brian going toe-to-toe with, looks like Oreo.
Walked away with 25 health, or... Oh. Catch a Skybernauts rail from rail.
Skyber's anarchy movement is freaking nuts. I really have not seen anyone move like him in Clan Arena.
Round 3
it's very clean.
I wish he would commit to it very early on, try to get like an early catch, basically fly through a room, fire off a rocket or two, regroup with your team.
Kind of like scouting out, getting some reconnaissance info.
I've never seen this guy before in my life, and he is nuts. It makes watching Clan Arena fun.
Like rockets on point.
He's a diabolical player. People still play? I thought eggs were too expensive now. I thought that game couldn't go on.
Round 4 complete.
It's no longer being actively developed, but there are still tournaments being run for it. Prize pool tournaments with at least decent prize pools. I think the last one I knew about had a $10,000 prize pool.
That's not too shabby.
For a unsupported game. I'm surprised that it's still around, but it is. Hopefully, it will stay around because it has its own place. I think in the AFPS genre, like the level of customization you could do with it, with your settings and the UI, a lot of features that you want to see in the next quick title. Skybernaut getting a peeky shot from that little circle window.
From the skylight, basically. Oh, great move with the rocket jump in the air movement.
He just flew by him.
Round begins in 3.
Yeah, I think whoever's playing that BJ pooped a little bit, left a little bit of a Hershey squirt in his shorts.
That's why he's wearing them brown pants.
Exactly. You can't tell, you can just smell. Now let's give a peek onto Blunt, who is now swapped over to the Doom, which is what I thought he would be playing from the get-go. That was an interesting move. Okay. Blunt got caught, he was stuck mid-air from the rocket jump. I think that he got stuck in the foot. of Skybernaut. That was... I don't think I've seen that before.
It was perfect because he was able to get that rocket off and just... There goes Skyrim.
I feel like the swap 2 Doom guy is making all the difference. Blunt is more in his element, being able to at least try to initiate some sort of flank.
And he should know the health. Malenko is going to tell that to his team, so they're going to push. This should be a map win or a round win for Pass. Not Pass, just Furious.
Not Fast, Just Furious. They have plenty of health between those two players, and Brian's sitting on 50. No armor at all, so basically anything will take him down. Oreo King should catch Brian out, yeah. Good shot right across the knees. 90 damage. Deletes the 50s remaining. And finally, Not Fast, Just Furious gets around on Blood Cove. Just for reference, these two teams, they are 1-to-1 on maps. This is the final map on Blood Covenant. So if Too Slow, Too Old right now with 5 rounds can pick up two more, they take the set. It'd be a long, arduous battle for Not Fast, Just Furious because their strategy has kind of been blown wide open.
They're only Oreo King and Faceless being left. They need to stick together.
So Faceless with 180 health has to try to chip away at, we'll call it about 400. Can he do it? Yes, he absolutely can. Will he do it is another question. And Tones, what do you think the odds are right now with one more player being eliminated?
Your team eliminated.
Unlikely. He would have to force a 1v1 with all 3.
Round begins in.
I think your prediction of unlikely after the death was 100% on.
Round 8. Fight.
I was just enjoying the view.
We only saw the nail come out in what, round 2 or 3? No nail gun action since. Brian trying to go for the flank instead gets brutally punished down to about 90 health. You know, I feel like this is a side tangent to this game, that if there was a new character to be introduced, it should be like the inverse of BJ, where he would regen armor up to 25.
That would be kind of cool to see. There were supposed to be new champions forever ago. Because there was like art released.
Enemy team eliminated. Round 8 complete.
Round 2, or this round goes too fast.
3.
Round 2 fight for, yeah, for Not Fast, Just Furious. They got a second one. They need 4 more just to tie it. That's going to be tough. Basically need Blunt to work magic on flanks, and then for Wacky Macky to stick with the other 2 remaining. Drop in some rockets.
Maybe if that new champion was fan favorite. The eyeball.
Board?
Yeah! And he had a passive that regened armor.
Oh, interesting. Down goes Skybernaut and Flamex. Things are actually looking a bit better for Not Fast, Just Furious.
Focusing Brian.
Too Slow, Too Old. I think they're trying to employ some sort of aggressive strategy, but
And a telefrag. There might be a chance here. 1 HP. That's just you get sneezed on. Oh, back to 25.
Is no health on Malenko.
Well, just in a similar situation, but
How do you even play this out? Like, where do you position? You can't position in the middle, so you get shot from all sides. But if you try to keep yourself in like one of the side bases, you're a little stuck. Maybe these stairs are actually a good spot. You can commit up or down.
Team eliminated. Round
Definitely
nine
not the move to
complete.
repeak, but that's
Round
how she
begins
blows.
in 3, 2,
And
1.
Not Fast Just
Round
Furious
10.
gets another round.
Violently and swiftly trying to claw back. Trying to stay as one bunch. They're doing a good job of it. Ooh, that was a pretty... Two nice rockets. 160 damage between the two. It seems like both teams are just slowing it down. They were slowing it down, but Skybernaut's going to change that very rapidly. Rocket jumping and quickly diving in. Blunt getting caught midair. Looked like he was committing for a kill, but instead going to be killed himself. Baseless getting free reign in the back. Able to fire off those rails like a turret. Still does die to Malenko. Malenko quickly being brought down by Oreo King. So now we're in a one-on-one. Where Oreo King, he is the last bastion for Not Fast, Just Furious. 50 health up against, we'll call it about 200.
Yeah, just a little over.
Yeah, a little over. He's at 230, 230-ish. But he can take some chunks and regen, so that number could technically be infinite.
Both walking. They're not sure where the other opponent is.
So, oh, that rocket should be the dead giveaway. I think this might be it.
Oh, he's still walking. Flame heard that
They were
rocket, but he
just
doesn't know
looking
where
at
he
each
is.
other through the wall.
Enemy team eliminated.
Oh,
Oreo King gets thrown off the ledge from Banana. That's all she wrote. Round number 7 going to too slow, too old. That's going to turn the series to a 1-2. Not Fast, Just Furious, not able to pull it out. Too slow, too old, playing very strong with a defensive strategy, at least for a map and a half. And then for some reason, they managed to flip gears, turn the aggression on, and go on the offensive.
beautifully done. That was some good games. This is a really fun match to watch. Seeing the two teams go to toe and getting to the third map. Some really good fights. Some really good fights. I'm excited to see what the match will be. But great showing from Malenko. He's been away for 2 weeks. He was in Colorado on a work thing. And it didn't seem like he lost any of his skill over those 2 weeks. But that was fantastic. Thank you, Nubaeus, for streaming and hosting.
Anytime, dude. So I'm gonna put this one to bed. We had 2 good series. First one was Shit for Brains versus Furious 5, which that went quickly in favor of Shit for Brains. I think they took it 3-0, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Then we had a long, strong, well-played series of Not Fast, Just Furious versus Too Slow, Too Old, or Too Slow, Too Old. It felt like they almost did the impossible because round 1, they were looking rough. And then kind of out of nowhere, they decided to adopt a strategy and bring it home. So well done, Too Slow, Too Old. I don't know where they stand in the bracket tones, if you want to maybe share that.
Yep. So Too Slow, Too Old. They haven't played as many matches yet, but their point total right now is at 70. And Not Fast, Just Furious is 116. This would be, let's see. I need to increase the matches played for all the teams, but Too Slow, Too Old. This is their third match they've played in this round robin. And Not Fast and Just Furious, this is their fifth. They just need to do one more. And they're done with round robin.
All right, all right. So we've got, what, a couple more weeks left until playoffs, or is it next week?
It will be, I think, a little bit longer because we are over halfway. There are 10 matches left prior to these 2 matches being played, so there's now only 8 remaining. I am not mistaken. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, 8. And the totals have been updated on the tracking sheet. Right now with Ship for Brains leading, then Not Fast, Just Furious, then Lightning Gun Bitches, Furious 5, Too Slow, Too Old, Ashes Rain, and No Strat being last.
There's plenty of time for that leaderboard to still change, but Ship for Brains is looking pretty strong and potent. I don't know who's going to take him off that top pillar.
And they only have one more match to play. Too Slow, Too Old could pull it out, and also No Strat. They still have 3 more matches to play. Ashes Rain has only played 2. They have a total of 4 more games to play, and if they do really well in all 4, they could take Ship for Brain spot, which would be kind of a nice little upset to see.
Excellent. Well, Tones, thank you for putting this together. I'm finally going to shut this thing down, and I will talk to